Alright, there we go. Okay, everything seems to be running now. There's like a little bug right here. There we go, get that off. Okay, everything seems to be looking good so far. Gotta get you set up. Stay. There we go, we're good to go. So, looks like we're getting new daily races. The race seat should have refreshed just now, which it did. So this is the first one, 13-lap race at Dragon Charles Gardens, which is probably one of the worst tracks because of the chicane over here. Fuel times 5, tire times 10, and you need to use both the racing medium and hard tires. And I think fuel is an issue in this race. But I'm not going to do the race because I'm not going to be streaming for that long. So I just want to try to get a hopefully decent time. That way I can make the lap guide later and then I can go to sleep. I'm only going to... There we go. I don't think I'm even going to be able to make the lap guide tonight because I have to be up really early tomorrow morning, go do some stuff, go to some appointments. So the race C lap guide will probably be out later. Good morning, greetings from Germany. Hello, hello, welcome to the stream. Just started about a minute ago, so you're here just in time. I honestly didn't even know if I was gonna be able to stream, so this one just kind of came out of nowhere. I think it's the afternoon time setting, and I just realized I'm on the wrong tires. Make sure you check your tires, make sure you're on the right ones, because you can use the medium ones. There we go. I was on the hard tires. Oh, hopefully not. I just want to be nice and short. I just want to get an okay lap and then just go to bed, because I'm not going to be able to make the lap guide right away. I'll have to make it whenever I'm done with whatever I have to deal with in the morning. Because I think I have to wake up like at 8, in which that's about 8 hours from now, so I want to make sure I at least get some sort of sleep. Then the other thing is I just don't want to suffer here at Gardens because of the chicane. That's pretty much like the biggest source of frustration. It's like the one at Nerve GP where you have to cheese it big time to try to get a good time. I did a little bit of practice before the stream started, or before I started the stream. Let's try and get a feel for this track because honestly, I'm not a big fan of this track. I kind of think it's bad, but we'll see. I think the time to go for in terms of time trial is a low 129 or anywhere in the 128s. So 30.2. So I need to find a second, and that's where the hard part's gonna be. Yeah, you have to find a way to cheese it so hard for that chicane. And I really don't like it. See, it already messes up, but I'm just gonna keep going. I mean, the other parts of this track aren't as bad. Like I can tolerate them. I'm not saying I don't like them. I'm not saying I like them, but you know I tolerate them. Kind of just neutral. It's just a chicane that the way you have to go about it is just awful. I don't know if you guys remember this, but back in GT Sport, there was a point in time where they adjusted the track limits, so it was competition track limits. So that was where you had to be in between the white lines at all times. Like if you try to cheese a turn, then you get the track penalty. This track would greatly benefit with that, with the competition track limits. That way you don't have to rely on cheesing the chicane. That was actually an improvement. But yeah, if that was the thing, the competition track limits here, just for this daily race, then, or whenever this track is used, then I think it'd be a bit more enjoyable. But the fact that it's not, I think it's just under normal track limits, then it's just, man, it's like bad. Because now you have to cheese the chicane. We're getting close to into the 129s. The hard part's going to be if I can get into the low 129s. So this one should be at 29.8. About 29.8. Now I need to find 8/10 somewhere, or well, more like at least half a second, and I know where a good chunk of it's at. What I'm gonna do actually, gonna bank this one for now. The last 3 minutes. So I'm just gonna start to save the replay. For now, yeah, someone's in the RX Vision. Danny Racing. I don't know if he's here. I mean, I would love to have a direct drive, but I don't know if this rig will be able to handle it. I mean, it's a nice surprise that the rig has been able to tolerate the shenanigans from the CSL Elite, because I find the feedback to be a little, noticeably stronger, and this is belt driven, right? So when I had the Logitech, that was gear driven, and this is a Playseat challenge if you don't know what it is. When I had the G29, the rig was able to handle it perfectly. This one, I thought it was going to have a hard time, but surprisingly, it's been able to handle it pretty well. But I don't feel confident about any sort of direct drive on this rig. I feel like it'll break. So I don't want to take my chances. I probably need like a full-on rig or something like that. And as you can tell, I don't have the space for it. I live in what I call the Harry Potter room. Like if I were to stretch my arms out, I'd be able to touch the sides of the room. Carl, how's it going? Yeah, oh, yeah, some new racetracks, that'd be pretty cool. Apparently, there is a new track coming out soon. Well, soon. But supposedly it was going to be held up, or what am I trying to say? It's being held back for it to be used in one of the online, like the G2 World Series stuff. I don't know if that's true, but that's what I've heard. I know Nenkai, so he's the one that has like the inside scoop on finding out what the daily races are ahead of time. I know he mentioned at one point that Polyphony was working on a track. I don't remember the full details of what he said, but I know he mentioned that, and that was a few weeks ago. This part's really awkward to deal with. But yeah, it's gonna be a while before we get any news about that, because Polyphony are really tight with about these sort of things. We don't know until the day of for the update, and that's been out. Bruno with the €10 super chat, and I'm forgetting what I'm saying, and for the membership. Thank you so much for the super chat and the membership. And Arky says, "Hey, Mr. in chat, better jump on race A. Do you need a tune, by the way? Because I think well, it's not a good tune. I'll be honest, but I remember I was messing around with the Tuscan for race A. Hopefully it's a decent tune, but I've only messed with it for like 10 minutes before I moved on to something else. Let me just do this lap real quick before I get back to you. Never mind, I messed up. Okay. What was I gonna say? Hello, Mr. Hello, chat. Hello, Bruno. How's it going? Tuscan might be a good call. Yeah. So with Tuscan, because actually, is it? Actually, let me see. Okay, I'm gonna get out of this real quick. But we will have drop Grand. Yeah. That's what I heard. That it might be Grand Valley. I don't want to say it's like, oh yeah, it is definitely this track, right? But I kind of just don't really say much, because knowing Polyphony just how tight-lipped they are about things, I just don't really say anything about it. The C4 Corvette, nice. I will say, so this is with the Tuscan. I have the wide body, front bumper A, all the visual modifications, and it has the custom wing set and the wide offset wheels with different size rims. Again, this was like a very rough tune that I made. I only did like 3-4 laps with it. So if you guys want to give this one a go, then feel free to pause the VOD, or if you're watching the stream now, or if you're watching it after the stream is over. I didn't even mess with the transmission, I think. But yeah, just in case you guys want to mess with that for a bit. Again, I barely did anything to it. I just started throwing a bunch of things into it and try to see if anything worked. But yeah, but for now, I'm just going to go back to race C time trial. I just want to try to get the low 29 with this combination, because right now I think I'm only going to be streaming for, what time is it, 11:45, maybe about an hour or two. We'll see how I'm feeling at the end of the 12:45. We'll see how I'm feeling, if I want to continue or not. Have a good one, Arkies. Good luck in your race. if you do try the Tuscan tune, let me know how it goes. Hopefully it serves you well. If it doesn't, feel free to scream at me. I miss this tune suck. It's like, yeah, I only spent 10 minutes on it. To be fair, that's what I did with the Lamborghini as well. So a couple of weeks ago for the Tsukuba race, the initial tune that I started off with, I only spent 10 minutes on it. Like getting the initial tune, so like the rough draft, and then kind of just went on from there. Go. Really hard to nail those down. Well, this is for the time trial, for the lap guide, and this, yeah. So this is for the lap guide. So I'm using the softest tires available. Chris Boot. Yes, I always do drive with chase cam. Ever since I first started playing racing games. Many years ago. Well, I mean that was with the controller, of course, but I remember when I first started messing with the wheel a few years ago. I did try different cameras. So I did try roof cam, bumper cam for a while, but I was just more comfortable with chase cam, so I just stuck with it. So yeah, I mean it's weird, but it somehow works for me. For the chicane that nobody likes, not the best. Hello, donkey. Hey Tess, how's it going? By the way, how is your stream early today? Because I do remember you mentioned that you were gonna do a stream. Yeah, these turns, I was trying to see how I could do with the 2018 GTR. I'm gonna be honest, I just wasn't feeling it with the GTR, which is a bit of a shame because I really want to try to use that car, but it doesn't do me good if I'm just not, just not trying to understand what it wants to do. So I'll do grind, put in a lot more time with it and hope that things go well. Don't like this chicane at all. Don't like this chicane at all. The rest of the subscribers are whatever. Ooh, nice. I mean, there's that as well. But again, I'm only going to be doing time trial since this is going to be a pretty short stream, so I'm just going to stick with the racing medium tires for now. I remember what some people were saying about the 2018 GTR, that it's basically the handling version of the 2013 GTR. I think I agree with that statement. As I hit the curbs, and track penalty. Middle brake, how's it going? Hopefully you guys. Oh yeah, by the way, should be Halloween for most of y'all. I mean, if you celebrate it. I know over here in the States, a lot of us celebrate Halloween. I'm dressed up as myself, so it's kind of scary. going to be giving out candy this year. See how many people will show up and ask for candy, go trick-or-treating. Because I know in the past couple, well, before those things happened, I know before that there wasn't as many people going around. So we'll see how it goes this year. We have a bunch of candy ready to give out. Anyways, but going back to this. Yeah, you have to be really careful right there, because if you dip into the red stuff coming out of the chicane, then you really do risk losing control. This month wasn't spooky, honestly. It was spooky over here. I'm not gonna say why. Well, cause some actually scary stuff happened, like serious stuff. But I'm not gonna go into details. I mean, it didn't happen to me, but it happened pretty close to here. Other than that, yeah, it was just another month. Just trying to do my thing. There we go. It wasn't the best chicane, but it's whatever. I'll be really happy if I can get the low 129. It's gonna be a nightmare for me. This is probably going to be scary in itself. And yeah, that was not a good sequence of turns. Yeah, Dragon Trail Gardens is one of those tracks. I mean, ever since it came out in, what was it, Sport? Just never really liked. It's really hard to get the flow. I remember, what was it? There was a manufacturer race. I think it was a manufacturer's cup race. And I just had a hard time just trying to get a decent pace down. I don't know if it was this one or the reverse layout, but I was just having a really hard time. Just trying to find the right pace for it. And then, what was it? Actually, was it back in, when the game came out, so we had a daily race here at Gardens with the Group 4 cars, so that was when the Tenza was top. And I shouldn't have done that. Yeah, yep, it is the track of all time. Nose is really itchy. We gotta bring tissues. Issue, got a tissue. What's in my pocket? No, no tissue. Come on. It's a little frustrating because, like, I gain on the Ghost, but then he's gaining on me at the X of the chicane. And I just brake way too late. I might gain on the ghost right here. Maybe. Yeah, I do gain him on him right here, and yeah, that's the part where you gotta be careful. If you dip into the outside curb, then that's a death sentence right there. So if you're doing this race, yeah, try not to go all the way into the outside of the curb, because you're going to get a rude surprise. Actually, I was racing in Chad Rice's lobby. So Chad Rice, he is a Twitch streamer who streams GT7 a lot of the time. I was in his lobby the other day, and we were here at Gardens, and I was having a really good race with someone. We were going side by side, but then I accidentally go a little wide into the outside of the curb, and yeah, the curb just spun me out. I think they caught me twice. Not a fun experience getting spun out by those curbs. Come on. And that's the other thing about the chicane. You have to be really, not only do you have to cheese it, you have to try to go directly under the red sausage curves. Alto, how's it going? You're watching me get frustrated at the stupid chicane here at Gardens. Saying, yeah, because let's say you're going through the chicane on the right, so the first part. If your left wheels hit the curb, the red curb, then that's a track penalty. Yeah, it's really frustrating just how you have to take that chicane to try to get a good time. Oh yeah. Yeah, it is definitely one of the GT tracks ever. No, yeah. I'm with you on that, Alto. This track 8 ain't for me, and for a lot of us. And there are definitely going to be a lot of people spinning out when they go too wide into the curbs. Then they think they're safe, but then the curbs are going to claim their soul. I mean, it almost happened to me just now. But I need to somehow try not to do that. It's missing... I think it's missing another really dumb chicane. Nah, I don't know. Yeah, so as I mentioned earlier, if they made the track, or at least this, whenever this race is held, if they made a track limits competition limits, then that'll solve the problem about having to cheese a chicane, because now you can't do it anymore. Ooh, almost took me out right there. 133. Yeah. Yeah. This track is pretty hard. I'll say that, because at least for me, this is one of those tracks where I really struggle to try to find the pace. I was doing a bit of practice earlier, and I was stuck at 130s for a while. I mean, in a way, I still am, because I keep messing up a lot. But I think for this combination, the top times are going to be in the 128s, and I I'll be lucky if I can get into 128s, but just to get a low 129, I generally don't know how I'm going to do that. Again, this is one of those combinations where I just, yeah, it's just not it for me. Yeah, little fish in a big pond. There you go, 30.1. And it's like, there are some parts where I know it's like, okay, if I approach a turn this way, I should be able to get a bunch of time out of that, but I don't know. There we go, cheesing that chicane. Now hopefully I can nail down everything else. Yeah, brake just a tad bit too late. Kind of just playing it safe right now. Until right there. That was when I just got really sloppy. I think this goes as a 29.8 because I backed out of it earlier. Not that it matters because I just did that. Yeah, that I kind of felt that when I was doing this, it was like getting 130s, like finally. Now can I get into 129s? And now I'm like, okay, 129s. Now can I get into 128s? Probably not for me, but yeah. And also, I'm just sometimes I just get really hard on myself, so I kind of just start to really beat myself up. Okay, that was gonna be a bad one, anyways. Gotta love it when you drive straight over the curb. Works. What was it? Okay, I don't know if you remember this. There was a training race at Laguna Seca, and I remember the Tundra, so the pickup truck, so the Tundra and the F-150, it was possible to just monster truck over the curves, and so you can just drive over them because the cars, are so big. But the funniest thing about the trucks was that if you hit those curves, nothing happens to your car. Like your car was able, like your truck was able to tank it and just keep moving on, like if nothing was there. I did a couple races with a friend of mine where we got the trucks and we just monster trucked all those curbs, and it was really funny because we could pretty much just drive over the curves without any consequence. Sure, we'd suck at the high speed parts because we had no top speed, but the handling was decent, and just driving over the curves. Don't have to worry about a little curb ruining your race. Curves, what are those? Yeah, that's what I miss about that race with the trucks. And I remember someone in that race was using the truck, and he had a U-Haul truck livery, so I thought that was pretty funny. Good morning from Germany. Hello, good evening to you. Hopefully you're having a good morning so far. You're watching me press retry about 20 quintillion times because there's a lot of parts where I'm just messing up. Because this track is not really my thing. So I'm kind of just trying to figure out how the heck to have a somewhat okay pace here. Trying to go for a low 29, so maybe 129.4 and below. I'll be happy with that. Because I'll need all the luck in the world to get a 128, so I'm not really going to be going for that. Mikhail, how's it going? I don't know if you heard me mention about the truck race that we did at Laguna Seca. Oh, that was... the car started to fishtail a bit. It's all good. I'll watch you learn a little. You're gonna learn the way of pressing the retry button, because that's pretty much all I do. And then eventually I get the lap that I want. Eventually. See, that'd be pretty cool. I would love a truck series. Too bad that'd probably only be a thing in the single player stuff. I would love for there to be a Nations Cup race where you have to use the trucks. It'd be such a great meme race. Anyways, that was an awful chicane. Is it? I don't think so. Because race A is Suzuka East. That's a tuning race. You obviously can't wall grind there. Race C is Gardens. I almost said Seaside. It's Gardens. I don't think there's any walls you can wall grind. Race B... I forgot what race B was. I know it's Group 3. No, Group 4. Oh, it's a topless short. A topless short with the Group 4 cars. I don't think there's anywhere you can wall grind. Although I think for race B there is a cheesy way to start your lap, if I remember correctly. Where before you start your lap, you drive to a certain part of the track and then start your lap there. Like, you'll be going much faster compared to if you took it normally. I'm sure there's going to be at least one person that remembers that and is going to do it right now, if they haven't done so. Oh man, Blue and Big with the Camaros. I still remember that race. That race was hilarious. Those races were hilarious. I think I did like 5 or 6 races there. It's pretty funny what happened in them. It'd be worse if it's Blue. What's it? Infield Blue Moon Bay, Infield B. That one, there's a really bad spot for wall grinding. And I think that actually, wait, I think we were gonna have a manufacturer's race there, but then it got switched. I think it got switched to Yamagiwa. Exactly. Just keep pressing retry, retry, retry. Because the chicane is just gonna ruin your day. I mean, it kind of already ruined my day. My day was going okay. That would be pretty interesting, but I think... See, I could see that if it was like for Daily Race A, but if it's for Nations Cup, then it's going to be one of those races where, like, points... Well, I don't think the points... What am I trying to say? At least here in North America, I don't think there'll be much participation. It'd just be a meme race. So like those who are really trying to get a spot to go to, what was it, the World Tours or World Series, Online Series, whatever you want to call it. I don't think they'd do it unless on the off chance it's one of those races where for some reason the points really count. Because we kind of had that happen back in sport. Or it was like N3, oh, it was N300 at Tsukuba back in GT Sport. And for some reason, participation was pretty high here in North America, to the point where I think it ended up being like the second, it ended up yielding the second highest points out of all the rounds. I mean, yeah, so with those meme races, I mean, there's always that off chance where the points are massive, but I wouldn't really hold your breath on them. Yeah, Rude. Oh man, Rude X. See, the reason. Well, the thing is that those races can have a lot of points because it's kind of lottery based. It's well, part of it depends on the race settings. Because if the slipstream is set too weak, then a lot of the race is kind of a lottery. But if it's set to, but the slipstream is set to real, then that's where you actually kind of have to think about how you want to approach it. As silly as it sounds. Oh yeah. I don't blame Cheesy. I mean, I think the number one time was in the RX Vision. This is one of those tracks where the Porsche is also going to be really good. And as much as I like driving this car, it is starting to get a little stale. I did try the 2018 GTR and I just wasn't feeling it. I'm sure someone else can make it work, but it just wasn't doing it for me. Well, we'll see. We'll see if that race ever becomes a thing again. I still remember the first time we had Rude X for Nations Cup, and I think that one had as much points on offer as a top 16 race. So that race was a huge deal, even though it was the biggest meme race ever. I hate that chicane so much. Don't go into the red stuff. That was close. Hey, I got the .4. Please, I don't want to do this anymore. And that's a frustrating part because I know the... Hold on, 4:57. Okay, so this session was about 5 minutes. Give me a moment. Give me a moment. Let me just save this really quickly. That's 50. How's my third sector? Hold on. Oh, it's slightly slower. Wasn't the cleanest, but first of all, yeah, at least for me, the Porsche, well, it feels easy for me to drive. So I mean, as time has gone past on, I've kind of just clicked with this car more and more. Yeah, there's already 29.2 in the RX Vision and the 911 OSR. And then there's this dude. And there's Plebster, Lester. I honestly might just call it a day with 29.4. Actually, well, I could do a couple more laps. But I kind of really pushed my luck right there. The Corvette. To be aware that that feel is an issue, so I don't think the Corvette's the best on feel, so be aware about that. Might need to do a bit of, well, you have to feel safe, but you might need to do a bit of refueling if your car is really bad on fuel. Not the biggest issue if your pace is really good. Morning, Mr. MCA. Hopefully you're doing good. How's it going, Kyle? Hopefully you're doing well this morning or afternoon or whatever time it is over there. So apparently, okay, so this is what I've heard about the BOP Lotus. Apparently, the BOP takes into consideration the power, weight, tire wear, and feel. That's what I've heard. I cannot confirm if this is 100% true, but that is what I've heard. And if it is true, that's probably why you see like these really wacky numbers, especially in the Group 4 class, where, for example, if we go to the GTR, you'll see that this car has nearly 380 horsepower, but it weighs like a brick, or as much as a brick, at 3,200 pounds. But then if you go to another car like the Porsche Cayman, it weighs a little bit less, but has way less power. I think it's like nearly 50-ish less horsepower. But the thing is that the Cayman, I think it's good on feel. But the GTR, I don't think it's the best on fuel. I know the tire wear is not the best. Yeah, it's a mess. Let's just put it that way. It's a mess. Anyways, I'm gonna go to this.
The whistles go.
I'm just gonna say screw it to Racy right now because I really don't like the chicane. It's awful. What about the RELMS? Those cars are death traps. I'm sure there's gonna be some people that are gonna be able to get it down, but I think one of them is also really bad on fuel. Mikhail, no you. Ran a Mustang yesterday as well. It's horrible for fuel. Yeah, so the Mustang won't be good for racing. I know in terms of BOP, it's actually surprisingly okay or good. Race A is Suzuka East with power and weight restrictions, so it's a tuning race. Jesse with the Fan Plus membership, thank you so much for joining the membership. I cannot talk, the membership club. Alpha, oh yeah, the Alfa Romeo has under 300 horsepower, but it weighs so little, but it's so slow that it's not even good. Cheers from Spain. Hello, Carlos. Hopefully everything's going well. I was originally going to only do race C time trial, but I got a okay time that I want, so I don't want to end up pulling my hair. I mean, not that I have much left because I got a haircut the other day. So I'm just going over to race A time trial. I thought I heard shaking. Let me show you the tune again. I'll show you the tune once again before I start to time trial this. So beware that the Tuscan has a wide body, front bumper, all the bumper adjustments, custom rear wing, offset wheels, and different size wheels. And again, feel free to pause this if you're watching the stream right now, or if it's a bod, feel free to pause it. I don't think I even adjusted the transmission, but you want to see what my transmission is right now, feel free to take a look at it now. Again, didn't really do much. I just kind of just threw everything together. I've only done like 2-3 laps with it, so I don't have too much experience with this. It's probably not going to be a good tune, but if you want something to get started, then there you go. Yeah, and it's back to pressing the retry button. Daniel, how's it going? Hopefully you're doing well. Have you done testing with the tire temp? I have not. I actually haven't tested with any of that stuff. I have heard about people messing around with that stuff, but I don't know. I never really thought about coming around to messing those things. I also forgot that we're on comfort soft tires, which is going to be a little problematic. I did try the Honda S2K, and it felt way too twitchy to drive. Which is really weird to say because normally this car is a twitchy one, but okay, I lied, it's a little twitchy. Oh, that's a corner cut. I need to change a couple of things. It's kind of weird because when I tested in the lobbies, it felt fine, but now it just feels pretty twitchy. It just doesn't feel right. So I think what I'm going to do, just stiffen the springs up just a little bit. Valerian, how's it going? I don't know why I said it that way. But yeah, BOP is a mess. Just saw your chat, Lotus. That's the other thing, that there's wind. It's 9.2 feet per second, so got to take that into account. Actually, you know what? I might. That's something I'm thinking about. If I do end the stream early, I could probably just do the race C lap guide and then go to sleep. Hopefully it won't take too long to make. So I could probably do that if you guys don't mind. Up to you. Because I don't want to be up for too long because I have to wake up early for tomorrow or later this morning. It's already midnight. So gotta break earlier. Oh, you don't want to turn. I think the transmission is probably way too long. Might need to shorten it. But it does feel okay over here as long as you're not way too aggressive on the throttle. Wow, that was not a, that was not the best lap. Thank you. Just gotta be really careful through here. But the car just feels, kind of just wants to wander around a bit. Gonna see where this puts me for now. Number 2. Actually, let me just check really quickly if Lester. No. Although someone did send a friend request, I'll check that out later. I tend to forget to look at my messages. I have like a really bad habit of doing that. I won't be surprised if the times go down to the 55s. Just gotta be really careful once again. Nope, and I spun out. So that didn't work. Let me just check this real quick. There we go. This is kind of hard knowing exactly what I need to do when the car is weird like that, where it kind of just wants to spin out on you. So we'll do this. I feel like I need to stiffen the springs up a little bit more, and I'm going to bring this down a little bit. Normally I don't like putting in toe in or toe out, but I might need it for this case. For me, Tez, I think the Porsche was better, at least in terms of driving experience. I think the Porsche was better. Gonna give it another go. Just nice and careful, nice and careful. Oh, except you just have to be really careful because the Comfort Soft tires, it feels like there's no grip at all. Hello, all the way from San Diego. Hey, you're not too far from here. How's it going? I'm just gonna call you Jimmy. Hopefully, you're okay with that. Hopefully, you're having a good evening so far. As I'm messing up. PS with Lester and Hako. Tell Hako maybe Lester. I want to pay for it. Wait, what? Not. I got a little confused there. Gonna see if we can go for a low 57 and then just call it a day here. Except this is not the best start to the new lap. Oh, I think stiffening the roll bars did help a bit. I think the roll bars are the ones that helped out a little bit more. Come on. Like really nervous getting on the power with this car. It just wants to spin out. Oh my goodness. Come on. To brake really early. Don't like how this lap was the good one, and now I just can't seem to string it all together again. Come on. Go, just a little bit better. Turn. Wow, that's trying to get these laps are it's pretty stressful, especially on the comfort soft tires. Do I play? I do sometimes. Here, I'll show you real quick. So sometimes I play Rocket League, sometimes I play Overwatch 2, which is I have been playing a lot of Yakuza Like a Dragon. It's a really fun game, and every now and then I do play GTA 5. Burnout Paradise, and Hot Wheels Unleashed. But a lot of the time I just play GT7. Thank you. I know I can do a little bit better, but it's just the thing is that it's a tuning race, so well, one, it's going to be hard to know what a really good lap is. I mean, it's still pretty early into the daily races, the new daily races, so I don't think we're gonna know what like the lap time to go for is for a while, or if there's like a meta car for race A. I kind of just got the Tuscan and just went with it. Come on. And then for race C, I have an okay lap time. So be able to make the lap guide for tonight before we go to bed. What do you think about Drive Club? I haven't played too much of it lately, but I just remember it was pretty fun to play. It's just a shame that everything's offline now, and you can't really what's it? You know, like the online features and stuff. You can't access that anymore. I think even the DLC packs you can't buy it anymore. So before all those things were taken down, I bought quite a few things. So I have a good chunk of the stuff, but not all of them, and I can never buy the rest of them because you can't buy anymore, which is a shame. Because I think even this whole studio got shut down. This is a shame because I remember playing it. It's pretty fun. Looks nice. Even nowadays. I think I played it a while ago, and it still looks really nice even to this day. Come on, turn. That was a really bad exit. I think I have the normal cover. I mean, if you can still play the game, the base game, then by all means go for it, because there should still be enough stuff there to give you what do you call it, to give you a good time. And that was a really bad exit. Kind of thought about streaming Drive Club one day, but since I normally only post or only do Gran Turismo stuff for this channel, I feel like I'd probably be like really out of place and be like, what the heck is this guy? You know, people will probably be like, what the heck is this guy doing? I mean, I've even thought about streaming Euro Truck Simulator just for the heck of it, but again, people will probably think like, okay, what is this guy doing? Because it would be pretty cool to make stuff, so videos or streams about other games, but I'm just unsure what people would think about it. Just barely. Thank you, Arkeys. It's the same. Well, actually, I did make a couple changes to the tune. Let me just save this for now, because I still don't know if this is gonna be like one of the better tunes-ish thing out there. Again, I kind of just So Barrett Mopar is already in the 56. But I'll show it again just in case. I did stiffen the suspension a little bit more. Everything else from earlier in the stream is still the same. So mainly, I did raise the body height a bit and stiffened the anti-roll bars in the natural frequency. Toyed around with the camber and then gave a little bit of rear toe in. So make sure you check your toes. Actually, I don't even know I'm going to make a lap guide on this. It's going to do the one for race C, and then I'm just really hesitant about pushing with this car because it feels like it wants to spin out on me at any given moment. It's really stressful. Shoot, I would not blame you if you feel like you have to turn on the assist because, yeah, it just feels like you just want to spin out everywhere and anywhere. Huh. It could be an interesting thing to do. Make another channel? I don't know. And that is true, Arky. He's not much of a lap guy to do. It's like, okay, here is tune. Here's how to do turns. That's it. Okay, so someone is catching up in the M3. Interesting choice. And Arky's in the Corvette. What are you talking about, Arkies? That was definitely a fair match. It's a fair race. It was evenly matched. Oh yeah, yeah. That's kind of why I want to try to start streaming a bit more the process of trying to make these lap guides because it takes a while to try to get the lap time that I want. In other words, you just press me seeing the retry button about 800 times. And then just trying to not fall asleep while I'm trying to get the lap time down. Oh yeah, you can definitely get into the 57s. You can definitely do it, Arkies. Go for it. Way too much beans in that one. Come on. You have to really guide the car in with these tires. These tires, not that fun to deal with. Oh, I know that feeling, Arkeys. I don't know, to be honest. Wait, hold on. To be fair, I'm kind of just trying to take different approaches, Jesse, to see if trying to push it a little bit more works or if taking it safe is the way to go, at least with this tune. I don't know, just different approaches. Trying to see what works. Nice alto. Hopefully the chicane didn't give you too much trouble. And if the chicane didn't give you trouble, then we can go beat it up together. Just like one of those chicanes at Monza, the second chicane, I have beef with that chicane. Like, I really don't like it to the point where I'd beat it up, even though it's an inanimate object. kind of have to guide the car through these turns since you barely have any grip. You have to be careful with those curves because it can cause the car to do things that you don't want it to do. Okay, third gear doesn't really help.
The whistle's got
third gear out of the final turn will help, but not really. Didn't really help. And RDs, welcome to the fan club. I don't know what I need to rename it, but I didn't know what to name it, so I just call it Fan and Fan Plus. But thanks for joining the membership program thing. While I try to struggle. Still trying to get used to the car and comfort soft tires. Can you turn? Thank you. It's really hard to get the car to do what you want it to do. Can you turn? Doesn't want to turn. Like my arms are starting to hurt because I'm trying to keep the wheel still. Thank you, Arkeys. It's all good. Let's see. I'm gonna try it again. Kind of took this turn really shallow this time. I think the toe in for the rear of the car actually helps out a lot. Except for that. I feel like I want to adjust something, but I don't know what. Here's what I'll do. I'm going to duplicate this. I don't like doing this, but I will give it a bit more toe in. Move this down to 30. I don't want to do a reverse rake, so I'm going to leave it there for now. Gonna try this. Definitely what she said. I don't know if this is gonna work, but I want to give it a try. If it doesn't work, then I guess the previous tune is the one that I'll just keep going with. The only thing is I want to make sure that this, or I don't want to make the suspension too squishy or too soft. I'm even thinking about lowering the rear downforce. P98, hello. how's it going? Just trying to figure out how to make this tune a little better. We messed around with daily race seat time chow and got an okay time, at least one where it's good enough where I don't have to deal with the stupid chicane ever again for now. And now I'm just trying to figure out how to make this car a little faster, but at the same time not as willing to try to kill me in every single turn, which is going to be easier said than done. From Spain, hello. Good evening to you from the US West Coast. It does feel a little better to drive. I think that the toe-in helped out even more. Is helping out even more. But I'm still really nervous getting on the power. Because it's really easy to get the wheel spin and spin out. And get a track penalty. I think that was the second to last turn. Okay, now I'm having a little bit of a problem where the car feels a little too understeery. I think I'll lower this a little bit and then just bring this down just a little bit. Oh, one of my friends sent me a message. Okay, all good. Gonna try 0.08. Just bring the toe in down just a little bit. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I want to mess around with the transmission at all, because the last time I messed with the transmission, so it was for the Tsukuba race, I just kept making it worse. So just gonna leave the transmission as it is and just go from there. If you guys want to try this tune and mess with the transmission yourself, go for it, but I'm gonna leave the transmission as it is. Ooh, definitely feels a little better. Until there. And that's what happened. Yeah. You know what? I will try that. Like, it does help make the car slightly more predictable, but we'll try this 5.4. I just don't want to make the rear bar too stiff. Kind of just trying to make small changes without going, I don't know, going too crazy in terms of making adjustments before I start another session. Here we go. Yeah, you have to be careful with those curbs. Because the curbs can easily mess you up if you take them the wrong way. Come on, turn. And then that happened. Hey, that makes two of us. To be honest, like when I make like the first draft of the tune, I kind of just throw the numbers around and see, and hope that it works. And then after that, I just try to fine tune, still pretending to know what I'm doing. I might bring the front bar to 6. Oh, now I was thinking about something. Bring this down just a little bit. I might end up regretting it, but we'll see what happens. Beast, how's it going? Hopefully you're having a good evening so far. Just trying to figure out this car since it's a tuning race. I should probably be messing with the dampers, but I don't like messing with the dampers. Come on. Slightly better time. Well, 4 a.m. is... Would you still consider it evening? Okay, fine, early morning. Well, technically it's still evening over here. It's about to be 1 in the morning. Okay, so this tune feels a little better. Just a little. It's gonna keep the downforce where it's at right now. I don't know about less lost. I mean, because I still find myself just throwing the numbers around in the tuning sheets and just hoping that it works. At least that's what okay, so the Neoclassical Challenge, so the one that I made the video of the other day, I kind of just threw the numbers around and then just try to go from there. You know, make little bits of adjustments, and the thing is that it was working, but it wasn't the best tune that I had. And AMS dude, you know, I told him what was going on, so then he lent me a hand, and he made a tune that was miles better than what I could have ever thought of. It's like, so I was like, dude, how the heck did you do this? Because it worked like a charm. It was miles better than mine. Slowly chipping away the time. Almost a 0.2. Yeah, so this is Daily Race A. It's another tuning race, but this one is not performance point limited. This one's just weight and power. So it's 246 pounds, and I think it's 1,500 kilograms. Not too sure in kilograms, but 25 pounds. I'm not sure, Jesse. Although when the update happened, so this was during the Tsukuba race for Daily Race A. And I feel like I did have to change a couple things to my tune because the car felt a little more loose. I don't know if that was actually the case or if it was like, what do they call it, like a placebo effect? Oh yeah. At least someone's in the Tuscan as well. But it is looking like there is going to be a Metacar, the 2002 Viper. I might just go for the 0.2 and then call it a night here for the other racing. What's the third number? Oh yeah, that's me with the suspension. Like I don't want to touch it at all. I think I left it at its default setting because I know if I mess around with it, I will somehow make it worse. That happened in the Tsukuba race. I messed with it too much and the tune just went bad. So I had to revert it to what I had it before. I should try the brake balance. I completely forgot the brake balance is a thing. I'll probably just try -2 for now. Alright, so that happened. So that happened. I am happy with this time. I could probably go for a 56 if I really wanted to, but... Oh gosh. Then it gets to the point where I get really stressed out. And just trying to focus on it. Who knew the brake balance would help? I feel like sometimes that's the case where it's like you just need to make this one really easy adjustment and bam, there you go. There's a lot of time right there. Thanks, Beast. Although I don't, yeah, it's gonna take a bit of effort to try to get into the 56s. First, let me see if Lester asked me for the tune. No, he has not. But I did get a friend request. Woo! Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's like a sculpture. You want to increase one part. Actually, I did take sculpture. Well, what was a class, but there were elements of sculpting. But I remember the professor saying, "Oh yeah, like you have to be careful when you're, what was it, like when you're taking away stuff or adding." I don't know. This was years ago. I only had that class for one semester because it was one of the core classes I had to take for my degree. Like it wasn't. How do I say it? Like, it wasn't the thing I was focusing on, but it was one of the things I needed. One of the classes I had to take. I sucked. Because yeah, a lot of things we did were molding with clay, and I was not that good with it. But man, it was fun. It was a really fun class, and the professor, man, I freaking loved that professor. He was so nice. I don't remember his name, unfortunately, but I do remember his face. But yeah, super nice teacher and really helpful. Like, even though that was not the class that I needed to take, I would take it again in a heartbeat if I were given the chance. But yeah, bit of a tangent there, but and I remember taking a woodworking class as well. Really fun as well, but also really tedious, and that's where I found out that sometimes the perfectionist really comes out in me, and that's not the best thing because I just get frustrated. I actually do have one of the things I made for the woodworking class. I mean, it was like really, really small things, right? We're not making like shelves or drawers or stuff like that. Just like small things. It's like an intro to a woodworking class or something like that. But again, this was years ago, so I don't remember anything from that class. I remember the stuff that we made because I still have some of them here years later, which is pretty nice. I remember one of the projects we had to do was to make a vehicle that can, basically a car, right? 4 wheels that can move on its own if you're to set it on top of like a ramp. And that was I think it was it our final? No, it was one of our big projects. So you had to make sure that your vehicle was good to go. I just remember because the car that I made with, woodworking was a truck, a pickup truck. I got the wheels and all that stuff down. And I gave it a couple of tests. The wooden truck was able to move. So it's like, okay, I think I'm good to go. But I remember on the day that we showed off our vehicles and tested them, it was my turn, so I was really nervous because once again, the car had to be able to move on its own. Like once you let it go, rolls down the ramp, and it had to roll a certain distance for it to pass, like to get a passing grade. I think it was basically a pass or fail. I just remember. I'm gonna stop this. I just remember the truck is rolling down. And so like it was like a plastic ramp, and then when it hit the ground, one of the wheels popped off, but the truck kept going like if it still had all 4 wheels. I think I have a video of it somewhere. Hopefully I have not lost it. But I just remember that, and it was one of the funniest things ever because when I saw the wheel come off, I thought it was over, but the truck was still able to keep rolling away, and I still passed it. I passed that assignment. Good times. I'll read chat in a moment. Let me just try to complete this lap or not. And that's the thing. I think turn 1 and 2, first turn, is where I'm missing that 10th. Sociology, it's Super Bowl champ. Ooh, it's interesting. Super Bowl linebacker, nice. Yeah, I remember some classes I took, like the more memorable ones, and then the more miserable ones. We do not talk about ethics. That was one of the worst classes I've ever taken. Ethics and philosophy. I still did not know how I managed to pass those two classes. I barely passed them. That didn't work. Yeah, so it's the first turn where there's a chunk of time missing, but then my go slowly gains back on me as the lap goes on. Oh, that's going to be a frustrating one. I think it was Reglis. Hopefully I'm saying your name right if you're still around. I think he said it's going to be a long night. I think you might be right. And I guess in a way, I need to figure out how to approach the final turns. Because the first turn, I kind of have an idea of how I need to go about it, and this was not the right approach. I'm really scared of just turning in just a little bit more, because I feel like the car is going to spin out if I turn in just a little bit more. Scott, hello, how's it going? And yep, this is the TVR Tuscan. So, Daily Race A is a tuning race. And if you don't know what the tune's looking like, here's a quick overview of the tune that I have right now. It's working for me so far. I would have the brake balance up. Wait, hold on. I would have the brake balance at -2, so two to the front. And I don't think I've adjusted with the transmission. So there's that. I think it's like the stock transmission that... So like when you buy the racing transmission, it's at its stock values. Do be aware that the TVR, this one, has the wide body upgrade and all the bumpers and the custom rear wing. Don't worry, I kind of just threw a bunch of things together and see what's stuck, and then just try to tune things out from there. But yeah, it is a tricky one because of the Comfort Soft tires. So I think it's going to be the hard part for a lot of us when it comes to trying to get a good tune for race A this week, is trying to find a way where the car isn't too sketchy. And I think, hold on. And I think what helps is having a bit of toe in on the rear of the car. I initially had zero toe to try to maximize speed, but I don't think that was the best approach, at least for the way I had the car tuned. And then just stiffen the front roll bars a bit. Like stiffen the suspension a little bit, but not way too much, if that makes sense. Come on. But yeah, but the added challenge is that just trying to. So it's any car for race A. There's just a power and weight requirement, and it needs to be a road car that is front engine rear-wheel drive. So if you have the 2002 Viper, the 2002 Dodge Viper, which is another good car for race A right now, you can use that car, tune it up, as long as you're on covered soft tires, 200 and meet the power and weight requirements. After that, you know, it's fair game. If you want to put a wide body on your car, go for it. Gonna keep going. Restart this approach or this lap. There we go. Danny, how's it going? Yeah, so it's any road car that is a front engine rear-wheel drive. Any road car. If you want to use a Dodge Super B, then you can use that car as long as you can meet those requirements. What was I gonna say? Just see a message earlier. Danny, how's it going? The race B? Oh no. I don't think I'll have time to get to race B because I gotta go somewhere later this morning. Arkies, have a good one. Thanks for stopping by and for joining the membership program thing. Thank you, Scott. I did have a couple of cars lined up. So I originally had the Honda S2K, this one, so the TVR. There was another one that I had lined up, but I did a couple of laps, you know, quickly tuned the cars to get a feel for them, and this one just felt better for me. The S2K just felt way too sketchy for me. Also, I think temperature is a thing. I think you might want cloudy weather. So like the way it is right now, I think that's what you want if you want to try to get, if you really want to sweat out the time trial. Maybe. Gonna restart this. Doing good. Just trying to figure out this car in this lap. Trying to see if I can get a 56-second lap time. I know someone's already done it with the Viper. Now I want to try to see if we can get the Tuscan into it. But it's definitely not going to happen if I take turn one way too slow like that. Danny, by the way, what's your lap time for race C? Because I think I saw you had a 1:29.2, and I think I was at 1:29.4, and then I was like, okay, screw this track, I'm gonna call it a day. I know I can go much faster than that. If I remember, the Tuscan flops. Actually, I don't even remember if you can put a roll cage in this car. I know some cars you can put a roll cage in it. I don't know if you can in the Tuscan. I try to tune out the sketchiness of the car, if that makes sense. So trying to make it not so twitchy. It still has its moments, but it does feel a little better now. I had to put a bit of toe in for the rear of the car, and that seems to have helped make this car a little more predictable. But it still has its moments. And I think that's a corner cut. Yep, that's a corner cut. Oh yeah, I know a 28 can be done, but I'm gonna be honest, I just don't want to bother dealing with the chicane over at Gardens because I think it's awful. I mean, I think your lap time is pretty good if you ask me. I mean, I know people are definitely going to get into the 28s, but I just don't want to deal with that chicane. I don't like how basically your entire lap is determined by that stupid chicane. Also, I think with the Tusk, or yeah, with this car, the TVR, I think I did stiffen the front roll bars, which helps. I think it's helping me a little bit as well. But yeah, 28.4, I was like, it's gonna call it a day there. Oh, that's gonna be really close. Oh no, this game is teasing me again. This game is teasing me again. GT, how's it going? Good evening to you. No, I have to go for the 56 now. I have done this to myself. I am now stuck in the vortex. There you go. Someone did get into the 56 with the Tuscan as well. Nice. I just gotta make sure that the time stays in the gold range, because I know there's gonna be some people that are gonna try to beat the world record. So gotta keep an eye on it, make sure that it stays there. Hopefully you don't have to go back, because I know that gets really frustrating. That actually almost happened to me in the last time trial, so the one with the Corvette. Also, I think I backed out. Oh yeah, I backed out of it. So the weather's different. Oh well. We're just gonna keep going with it. Chicane. And then some people say chicken. And again, I don't want to mess with the transmission, because I know I'm already getting tempted to mess with that, but I don't want to mess with it. The slidey boy. I know on the last turn I kind of sent it a bit. 157.313. Ooh, that's gonna get really close. Hopefully no one sets the new goal time. Oh, I'm not gonna save that. 55.54 for what is it for race A? Because I think I saw the fastest was still 56.9. Oh, what am I talking about? See, this is me getting sleepy and starting to confuse things. So you gotta be really careful through here. There we go. You have to take advantage of the curves a bit, and that's going to be a track penalty right there. There we go. It's like a very fine line between getting a penalty and not at that second to last turn. Hopefully I can get to 56 in a few minutes, or within the next few minutes. Or not. And I feel like I have a okay-ish tuned down, at least for what do you call it, like how daily race A is right now. So I don't really want to change anything now. I just want to try to see if I can get the lap time that I want. That's definitely not going to happen now. Maybe. Like the chicane over at Gardens, every turn like that. Oh gosh, could you imagine if every turn was like that? We had to cheese every turn and ride on and go on top of the sausage curbs. Oh gosh, that would definitely not be a good time. I think I shifted up too early. Yep, I definitely did. What time is it over there, Harry? Because I know over here it's like really late at night. I mean, this was a bit of a random stream. I don't think like the stream thumbnail is like the one that's on my channel banner, because this one was kind of just started it very last minute. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do a stream, but I was hoping that I'd be able to do like a little bit of a short stream. just show a little bit of how I go about these daily races, when trying to make the lap guides, and show you how many times I have to press the retry button. And that's not going to work. Oh no, 8:31. It's 1:32 over here in the morning. I'm over here in west coast of the United States. How much time I think that's gonna vary between each and every car, so it's kind of like a case by case scenario. And also I guess you could also say on the tracks as well, because there are some times where, let's say you're going through a turn and it's better to be on a higher gear, but the automatic transmission puts you down a lower gear, so you can lose a bit of time there. The other case is if you look at the power graph of the car, let me rewind. If there's a car where you have to shift earlier, then you're at a disadvantage if you're in an automatic transmission. So I know the GR Super Racing concept, so the Group 3 one, that's one of those cars where you have to shift a little earlier than usual. So you shift kind of where the gear number is at in that car. So you definitely need manual transmission for that car. What am I doing? If you do the Tokyo grinding, so the WTC 600, if you use the Aston Martin DP100, that car you have to shift really early. Excuse me. That one you have to shift well before the bar even starts to fill up. Yeah, but there are times where you don't really lose that much time if you're in the automatic transmission. So it's case by case scenario. That might be a check penalty. Yeah, just barely cut the corner, so the curb suddenly ends in that turn. And sometimes the car... Oh yeah, that as well, Scott. Yeah, and Harry, I'm also still trying to figure... Well, yeah, still kind of trying to figure out this thing, like if I really do need to try to make an adjustment, because it's a tuning race. Race A, you can tune your car. I feel like I kind of have it the way I want it, and I don't want to change too much or make any more changes. And I'm just trying to see if I can get the lap time I want. But it's kind of starting to come to the point where I'm starting to make silly mistakes and easy mistakes. So for example, like turn one, so like sometimes I get a better turn one than my goals, and then I just mess up everywhere else. No, I'm just trying to nail down this lap. It's like I have the tune that way that I want it to be, sort of. I don't want to make any more adjustments. Because the Ghost actually got a really good exit out of the final turn, where it got like a little bit of a slide, but got it pointing towards the start-finish line. Then I'm kind of just starting to get sleepy. Not the best start, but whatever. We're just going to keep going with it. And also, it's comfort soft tires, so that doesn't help the cause at all. As I brake way too late. Time's 1:37. I might stream for a few more minutes and then call it a night. I'll see if I can try to get a lap guide out for Daily Race C, since I kind of got that time down earlier tonight. I don't think I'll make a lap guide for race A. No, it's pretty late over here, and there's things I need to do in the morning. I need to catch some sleep. Then I'm already getting sleepy, so don't want to fall asleep on stream. Slightly better turn 1, or first turn. Come on, come on. Come on! No, that wasn't enough. Oh, it barely got the better exit right at the end. So close. I mean, it'll be cool if I can get first in the... Well, actually, I don't even know what number 1 time is right now, if it's changed. I know it was at 0.9 last time I saw it. I'm hoping I can get into the 56s, but kind of running out of time. And it was like right there. I just need to string it all together. And okay, that was definitely not the right thing to do. So gotta stay in 3rd gear until 1 turn later. Okay, this one looks a little more promising. DMC Gurgen, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. You're watching me trying to get the 56-second lap time for Daily Race 8, which is a tuning race. And I'm in the TVR Tuscan. Oh, that might be a corner cut. Yeah, that was definitely a corner cut. Thank you, Dylan. Nice with the 59.0 in the Viper on comfort soft tires, Vol tires. Or fully stock, interesting. Gonna put the big old wing on it. Come on, turn. There we go. But I have to be careful of that curb right there. So turn 2, yeah, turn 2. That curb can spin me out, so I got to be careful if I get on it. And I still feel hesitant getting on the throttle because I'm just scared that the car is gonna spin out. It's like the car should be better now in terms of getting on the power, because it is a little more stable getting on the power because I gave it a little bit of toe in and all that good stuff, but kind of just holding myself back because it's like that thought in the back of my head is like, you're gonna spin out, you're gonna spin out. So then I hesitate. Put on the front side, rear, and a medium wing. Alright, alright. You can do what I do and just max out the downforce, because that's kind of what I did with the Tuscan. As much downforce as I can stuff in. Okay, we're just gonna keep going like this, because I knew that was not the lap. Be like me and buy 2 cars, one to have the wide body and one not to have it. Little too fast. Not the lap I want, so I'm gonna go bring myself towards the left side of the track. A little more speed. Well, yeah, it is a bit of a heavy boy, this car. That and covered soft tires. So you have to be... Shoot, messed up. Yeah, that's what I did with this car. I gave it a wide body. That's what I did. I have at least 2 2002 Vipers. One of them has a wide body and all the modifications. Gonna restart that. And unfortunately, I'm out of water. And it's like, man, the 56 is right there. Oh man, it's about to be 2 in the morning. And that's another thing. I'm now starting to go into turn 1 too hot, so I'm braking a little too late. I don't know if I even like watching Gran Turismo. I've watched so many kind of like F1, but more only streaming like Gran Turismo. So it's interesting because Yeah, like I recommend it. I mean, of course, it's a lot of Gran Turismo stuff, but I also get other games as well that aren't even racing game related. I know I've been getting a lot of Battlefield stuff recommended to me. Every now and then I do see Need for Speed stuff recommended to me. There's also a lot of other... As I spin out. There's also... What's it called? What was I going to say? Non-racing related stuff. So kind of like anime, because I watch anime every now and then. Or the random Grand Theft Auto videos. I don't really watch Grand Theft Auto videos anymore since I don't play it that much, but every now and then I do get those videos recommended. I mean, if the people that are making the stuff, you know, you like watching what they do, then you know, then it's all good. Come on. This is not it. Yeah, because I saw that Need for Speed Heat was on the free monthly games, and I still have yet to, as I spin out, I still have yet to try it. Like, I have it in the library, but I haven't downloaded it yet. But I should probably give it a try, because I know some of my friends do play Need for Speed Heat. Yeah. Yeah, and then there's the F1. Personally, for me, I found it hard to stay interested with F1. I don't know why, to be honest, because I've watched bits of it here and there, but at least for me, it doesn't really get my attention. I don't know why. Maybe it's just one of those things where it's like it's just not your cup of tea. Like, for example, Red Dead Redemption. Like, those are really good games, but I just have had a really hard time trying to stay interested with them. So, like, I tried a bit of the first Red Dead Redemption, but I just couldn't stick with it. I lost interest in it. It's just not my cup of tea. I couldn't really progress too much because it just wasn't capturing my attention. The 50 level racing. What do you call it? The collector level? Are you talking about the collector level in GT7 or like the XP level in GT Sport? Because I know both levels go to level 50, but I know the way to get those levels in the games are really different. Because in this one, you just collect the cars and that's kind of it. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, okay, that I don't know. I still have yet to play the game myself. Yeah, GT7 is a better game, especially. Yeah, see, the thing I like about GT7, and you can throw sport in there as well, it's just that you can just, well, at least for most of the races, it's fixed tunes, so really all you need to do is just get familiar with the car and the track, and you're good to go. And then there's the occasional race where tuning is enabled, like this one, where you can tune the car and see how it performs. I mean, this one is fun in its own way, but I can't see myself doing it all the time because it gets really annoying, and if you don't have the right stuff, then that's where it gets really annoying. Finally. Did kind of mess up the last turn, but I got the 56. While I was just rambling on. Oh yeah, arcade games. I like playing arcade games. Hold on, let me just save this really quickly before I forget. Yeah, because I remember when I played, where is it? Hot Wheels Unleashed. I remember playing it when it came out last year, I think. And this game, I freaking love it. I freaking love this Hot Wheels Unleashed. There's something, I guess it's like as arcadey as it gets. And I like playing racing or arcade racing games. So back when I was in the Xbox, so this is way before I got the PlayStation 4 and stuff. So when GTA 5, they released like the online portion, and you can do like the online races. I spent all my time doing that because that was pretty much my only way of playing like the arcadey racing game, just GTA Online, do some arcade or do some online races, especially when the stunts update came out. I basically lived in there. I actually have old clips on my channel. I mean, it's privated, but I have old clips where it was just me just racing around. They're like years old. Good times though. You know, fortunately, I did not get number 1, but I think I'm pretty happy with this. Yeah, 50. I think so, but what? Excuse me. Yeah, second to last turn, messed it up a bit, and then messed it up a little bit more on the very last turn. I mean, you can see that the ghost was starting to catch up a bit. He actually almost passed me. And let me see if I can see the replay. Oops, not that. So we're just going to skip forward towards the end of this. Yeah, it's like right around here where I started to mess up a little bit. Yeah, right there. Got on the throttle a little too early, almost, and yeah, that cost me time right there. Yeah, the thing is that I still don't know what's going to be like the lap time to go for race A, because again, it's a tuning race, so I think it's going to be a while before people find out what the meta car is. I mean, people are going with the 2002 Viper, and then there's a couple of us going with the Tuscan, so we're not gonna know what the time is gonna be, like the time to go for. But this early on in Daily Race A, I'm pretty happy with it. I don't know if I'll improve on it, because a couple weeks ago I tried to improve my time. It was Tsukuba with the Lamborghini Aventador, and it was a tuning race, and that one just got insanely tedious and frustrating. And yeah, I will keep it private because Well, the thing is that once people find out what the meta is, and then once like the really fast people come in, then yeah, I'm not gonna get the number one time. But either way, Scotty G. Oh, Christian says, "Hey guys, it's got a G29 2 weeks ago, but still way faster controller. I feel." So that was my case, Christian. So when I got the G29 years ago, I was initially faster on the controller, but what I did a bunch of the time trial stuff. So let me save this real quick. I just did a bunch of the daily race time trial. And so what I initially did, I would go set the time with the controller. And once I feel like okay, I got a good time with the controller, then I go to the wheel and try to beat the time. And then just keep going at it, just keep practicing, getting familiar with the wheel, seeing what you can do with the wheel and pedal setup. But yeah, for me, it took at least a month before I was able to match my controller times with the wheel. And then gradually over time, I slowly started to gain more and more pace. But yeah, it does take a bit of time. But if you're willing to put in the time, then that's where you'll gradually start to find the pace, match your controller pace, and then maybe even go faster than that. Yeah, you say G20. Oh yeah, the brake pedal on the G29, not the best thing ever. I know the G923 has a slightly better brake pedal because I think they put something on it that made it a bit better. But with me, I never modded Logitech wheels. I kind of just kept it as it is and kind of just got used to it over time. But yeah, just keep going at it. What was it? Yeah, not sure with the controller though. If it's because usually, yeah, like I know with the controller. So this was before I got the wheel. I know I did have a problem with one of the controllers. I just ended up borrowing my brother's controller for the time being. But I know that's not a possible solution for everyone. And I'd be really scared to try to like open up the controller and try to fix it there because knowing myself, I would break something. Could you use the in-game controls to set up a dead zone for the controller? I'm not too sure. I've honestly never messed with that stuff. Let me see. No, you can't do anything here. And then this one, I don't think... Yeah, you can't mess with the dead zone. Where is it? There's something about the... Yeah, and then this one's just for the wheels, so... But yeah, I'm not too sure, to be honest, about trying to adjust it. Would there be a... Honestly, I think it's more up to the game itself, because I know some games they have like a setting where you can adjust the dead zone. But I don't think it's the case in... If you look here, let me see. No, I don't see anything about it. Yeah, honestly, I wouldn't know where to look. Yeah, honestly, I wouldn't try to mess with it. Yeah, but hopefully you're able to get one soon, Harry. Yeah, yeah, it is a bit of a shame slipstream. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and call it a stream. Finally got the 56. I know, not the best. I know, not the finest lap because I messed up the last two corners, and then there's this one which I honestly just did not want to even bother dealing with the stupid chicane. There's a hurricane here because the chicane of whatever you want to call this chicane is just awful to deal with. Yeah, thanks for stopping by, Harry. Hope you have a good one. And that is true, Gergen, because I think one of my controllers does have a little bit of stick drift, but it only happens every now and then. It's not often, though. Yep, Beast. Beast. Number 3. He's in the Huracan. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night. I want to see if I can try to get a lap guide out for Daily Race C, and hopefully it's not 5 in the morning when I'm done with it. But I'm gonna go ahead and get started in a moment, because I have to do this first. I have to carefully get out without hitting the mic. There we go. But anyways, thanks for stopping by, everyone. Beast, good night. Dylan, good night. Harry, good night. Gergen, good night. Slipstream, good night. Christian, good night. Have a good night, everyone. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for the awesome support. And that's it. So, see you all later.